So your whole body is basically connected from the ground up into your body, and the chair is just a way to support yourself. But you should have a feeling of energy coming from the ground up through your legs to your waist, and then from the waist to your arms and your hands. Okay? And sometimes it's helpful just to sit a few minutes or a few seconds and relax. Take a few deep breaths. So we're breathing what's called natural breathing or Buddha breathing. And it's the way we normally breathe, but it sort of exaggerates the movement of the belly in and out. As you take a breath in, the belly expands, sucking air into your lungs. And as you exhale, the belly contracts, pushing air out of your lungs. It's the way babies naturally, when they're born, the way they breathe. And then we all learn through socialization the bad habits of shallow breathing without using the stomach muscles. You watch an animal breathe, cat or a dog. I was watching my dog breathing, and she sleeps with us. And you watch them breathe, and their whole abdomen expands and contracts as they breathe. The whole body breathes, not just the upper chest. Today we're going to practice another type of breathing called reverse breathing or Taoist breathing, which we'll get into a little later in connection with doing a form, the bear form, associated with the 5-element frolic. We did deer last week. So it helps sometimes to put your hands on your belly and just feel it go in and out as you inhale and exhale. If you ever have the fortunate chance to actually meet in person a master Tai Chi practitioner in his 80s or 90s or her 80s and 90s, one of the things you'll notice is that even though they may be overweight, their stomach muscles are like iron. And it's because they practice this natural breathing technique all their lives. And so every time you're breathing in and out, of course, you're replenishing your body with oxygen and discharging CO2, which is a critical part of life and metabolism, but you're also exercising your stomach muscles every time you breathe. So if you breathe in and out every 2 or 3 seconds, you add up the number of seconds in 40 years, that's a lot of contraction and expansion, movement of the stomach muscles in and out. At the same time, we're massaging all those internal organs, the gallbladder, the intestines. So it really is a good idea to sit and it's such an important exercise, and just practice this exercise. Because if you think that you're going to, oh, well, when I stop doing this, I can remember to do it, you're fooling yourself, probably. It's so easy just to go back to what we're used to. Natural breathing or Buddha breathing. And now, if we cross our wrists like this, and we put our palms, it doesn't matter whether it's right over left or left over right. I think right over left is male and left over right is female, but we don't go by those kind of traditions anymore, distinctions. And you start to rotate as you rub your stomach and come up to the sternum. Keeping the hands together, rotate down to the belly button and up. And now we're going down on the right side and up on the left side. And we're turning the waist. And as we go down, we exhale. Buddha breath. We come up, we inhale. So we're moving our hands in the same direction that the blood flows in our body, from the heart down to the legs and then up and back to the heart. And also in the way the intestines digest food, the way food moves and the GI tract operates in the same direction, from what I understand. And this is supposed to aid in digestion, eliminate constipation, relax the bowels. And if you like, you can switch your hands. You get a very different feeling when you switch your hands. Play around with it and find one posture that's comfortable, it works for you. Don't forget to breathe as you come up on the left side and exhale as you come down on the right. I recommend you do this exercise for about 5 minutes. Do a few more.
Ralph,
Yes?
is this the only way you move then? You don't move it the other direction?
No, this is the only way you move it because it conforms to the way your body is structured. It conforms to the way your blood flows and the way your intestines. You know what peristaltic action is?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It dovetails with those functions, with those internal movements. I've never tried it the other way. It might be interesting to try it and see how it feels. But the traditional way, this is very old, by the way. This is from the Wudang mountainous region of China, where Tai Chi originated. Well, actually, even before that, where monks were doing Shaolin training. You know, the Shaolin monks. Remember the movie, the television series? Maybe most of you are too young to remember. I'm not, sad to say. Kung Fu. with David Carradine. He played this Chinese monk that lived in the western part of the United States during the 1800s. And he was kind of like a traveling Ronin. He came from that region. Okay, let's just relax. And now let's do our opening breath, which we're all familiar with. We bring the hands from the knees, palms facing up, out to the sides. Raise the hands up, scooping up energy from the earth. Bring the hands overhead. Be inhaled, fully inhaled this time, and then slowly exhale. As we come down. And you can, then about halfway down, you can straighten out your hands and put them to your sides and come down straight like you're standing at attention. Or you can just come down straight with your palms flat on your lap. And let's do one more. Take a deep breath, opening breath. Pull up the energy from the earth and pull the energy down from the heavens. Exhale now. And collect some of that energy in the dantian and dissipate the rest to the ground. Okay, good. Let's raise the hands with the fingers pointing down, hands straight out. Breathe in, turn the hands in and pull, palms facing into the chest. Exhale. Inhale, inhale, pushing out. Exhale, inhale, open. Arms all the way back, touching the shoulder blades together. Slowly, with the arms straight out, parallel to the ground. Now, bring them in, holding a ball on the outside. Once again, we're just going to go back and forth. In, breathing in, push out, breathing out, open, and back, and push forward. Try to do all the movements slow with intention. Inhale, pull in, exhale, push out. Inhale, extend. Exhale, contract, push the hands in straight. Palms now facing each other. Arms straight out forward. One more in. Turn the palms, pull into your chest. Inhale, push out, exhale. Pushing out, palms facing out. Open the palms, extend all the way back. And push forward. And now turn your palms down. Push down. Relax. Put your hands on your knees. Let's do a closing breath. Scoop up. Inhale, overhead. Relax and down. So we try to do these slowly with feeling tension. I don't like to use the word tension. It's almost like a controlled relaxation feeling. So the hands and arms, the whole body's relaxed, but you are feeling some resistance. That's important. And the other thing that's important in these Qigong exercises is something called Yi. You sometimes see it spelled Y-I, and sometimes you see it spelled just I, but it's pronounced Yi. And it means intention. And it also means mind. So the Chinese term for mind is the same as the term for intention. If you think about it, the mind, that's what the mind does. The mind creates in intentions. And our intention is to control these movements. with this gentle resistance. Controlling meaning you want to do them slowly and control the pace. I'm just doing the exercise and continuing just to feel, what I'm talking about. Now put your hands down if you're doing this with me and relax. So you might feel a little bit of fatigue in your arms, and that's good. That means that it's doing something. And that's why these exercises, even though they're very gentle, soft and gentle and slow, they do build muscle, and they stretch the ligaments. Because if you're feeling a bit of fatigue, that means that your muscles are working. Okay. All right. Let's bring the hands straight out like we're holding a ball. And now let's open it and close it slowly again. Open, breathing in, mimicking the function of the movement of the lungs. And then exhale, breathing out. And bring the hands into maybe the size of a large softball, and then extend to the size of a basketball, just to the shoulder line, but not beyond, and then push in and exhale. And turn that ball over 180 degrees. One hand on top, holding the top, and the other hand holding the bottom. And now rotate it again, 180 degrees. And feel that intention. Trying to mentally imagine that you are holding this ball at the top and the bottom and turning it over. And it is really a ball there that has some form to it. There's a martial art in China called Xing Yi, and it means mind. So again, Xing is form or shape, and Xing Yi, and Yi, as I said before, is mind or intention. And if you analyze that, and if you think about what that means, it means the intention, the mental attitude, the intention, mental intent to control form and movement. That's why these are called internal Chinese martial arts, or internal martial arts rather than external martial arts, where your body reacts to a stimulus. Here, your mind reacts to it and directs the body to do the most appropriate thing to deal with in any particular situation as it arises, whether it's emotional or physical. Both emotional and physical. That's why we do Tai Chi. I could do this for hours. I love this stuff. So I'm just rotating the ball around 180 degrees top to bottom. Moving the hands in opposite direction. Notice they're mirror images and they're constantly changing. So what does this look like? It looks like the Yin Yang symbol, right? Everyone know about the Yin Yang symbol? It's this ball with a black spiral diagram inside and a white, and they're opposite each other, like when my hands are shaped with the top hand fingers pointing one way, the bottom hand fingers pointing the other way. And then they turn, they go the other way. And so this flux through of turning and twisting, signifies the movement from yin and yang to yin, from hard to soft back to hard, to hot to cold, and back again, dark and light. All of these seemingly opposite phenomena that amazingly enough synchronize each other. They are both necessary to glue everything together in the universe. So opposites are complementary. And that's a very radical viewpoint, very ancient Asian viewpoint we don't find in the West. The opposites are thought to counteract each other or oppose each other, but in China, the Taoist view of cosmological view of things is that opposites actually are synergistic and complementary. You see all these opposite movements in Tai Chi. Okay. So now come back holding the ball. Let's bring the hands down. We've been doing that for a while. You might be tired. So again, if you feel that in your arms, that's great. And at the same time, you're turning your wrists over and you're exercising and stretching the tendons in your wrists and your arms and even your shoulders. So this is a very good exercise. Just relax for a minute. And by the way, if you're feeling any fatigue, just stop and watch or listen. Okay, bringing the arms up again, holding the ball. We like to start out by holding the ball, at least I do. What we're going to do is we're going to turn the ball over 180 degrees and then turn to one side. And you're going to turn to the side where your lower arm, the palm facing up, is. So my lower arm, in this case, my right arm, and I'm turning to my left. Rotate back, holding the ball, now rotate to the other side. So you're just pulling one hand down and the other just pulling the elbow back. Just basically rolling the ball to the side, turning at the waist. And just keep going. Start breathing and time the movements to your breath. Again, as you stretch to one side and the other, you breathe in. And as you relax, going to the front, you breathe out. And turn and look at the same time. So you should try to turn as far as you can. If you can, you should try to turn so your chest is actually facing to the left and to the right. And now, holding the ball out in front again, we're going to push to the left and the right. So I've got my hands holding the ball on each side in front. I'm going to push across with one hand to the other side. I'm going to just swatting forward, the palm facing out. At the same time, I bring the other hand, rotating it around so the palm is facing out, the fingers forward, jutting my shoulder back, and lining up my palms facing out, pushing out. One thumb up, one thumb down, fingers pointing straight. And now on a horizontal plane, start twisting both hands around to the other side. And push to the right or to the left, whichever side you want. So imagine there's somebody standing next to you and you want to push them away. They're too close to you. You've got to pull your elbow back with that back hand so that you can push them aside. They're very close to you. So let's keep going, inhaling as we go to one side to the other. Go at your own pace. Twist the hands, fingers pointing forward. Lining the palms up. Like there's a wall that you're pushing against on both sides. You're in a narrow corridor or hallways. And the walls are very close to you and you're pushing, turning your waist and pushing to one side and the other because you don't have room to stick your hands out. So you've got to keep your hands in. Good. All right, let's cross our hands in front of us. Bring your hands up. Deep breath overhead, pull down on exhale and closing breath. All right. Let's do some finger exercises. We do this every week, I think. We just want to hold or make a fist in front of your chest and then just open and close your fingers. Splay them out. Make a fist, extend them, make a fist, extend them, and just keep going at your own pace. And once again, we're going to do this until we start feeling some fatigue, but not pain. If you feel pain, stop. This will help with arthritis. If you have arthritis in your hands, your wrists, your fingers. Five more. 2, 3, 4, 5. And relax. Okay, I'm going to move back so you can see what I'm doing. We're going to punch and kick. So you should be familiar with these exercises. And I said everybody should have a video of me demonstrating these exercises in the sitting position. I may have also sent one demonstrating these exercises in the standing position as well, if for those of you that prefer to stand. So what we're going to do is make two fists, the heart of the fist up, the fingers up, bring the elbow straight back, bring the fist to the waist. Sit up straight. This is important. Sit up straight as you can. And as you punch out, you twist punch so that the heart turns as you punch out, and it punches with the ending up straight through the shoulder line with the heart down. So the fist has to rotate 180 degrees. And as you do that, kick with the other leg. Kick as high as you can. And if you can't kick, that's okay. Just do the hand movements. 1, 2. So this is called contralateral, right? Meaning it's the opposite hand or fist and the foot. Opposite hand and foot. We kick and punch with the opposite hand and foot for the obvious reason that it's more balanced. Everything in Tai Chi is balanced. If we were to kick and punch with the same hand and the same foot, it wouldn't be as balanced. Just keep going. Now, pay attention to your breathing. As we punch and kick, we breathe in. As we bring the hand and foot back, we breathe out. In, out. In, out. Try to control the movement so that they are coordinated, meaning that the hand and the foot reach their final destination at the same time, both punching and kicking and bringing the hand, the fist and the foot back in. Try not to do jerky movements, nice and controlled. Remember, yi, intention. And pay attention to your movements. Pay attention to your intention. I like that. I'm going to write that down. Okay, good. Now, here's a good time to stop. And you can kick out as far as you want. If you can't kick off the ground, just step out. Just step your toe out. So as long as I'm in this position, I'm going to just move down to the feet, and we're going to do our standard ankle exercise where we start with one foot, and we lift the heel of that foot and just rotate using the toe as a fulcrum. So we're rotating the heel back and forth. If you can't do this, do your wrist rotations like I explained once before, where you make a fist and your thumbs are on the top now, right? Fist is like when you're punching out. And so you put your thumbs up, hold your fist in front of your belly, and rotate the thumbs. I can't do them both at the same time. So I'm just going to do the the fist movement. So you're going to rotate 100. You're going to rotate the fist around with the thumbs going up. So you're carving circles with your fist. If you can't do your feet, do it with it. Get some good exercise with your hands, your wrist, and now rotate them both in the opposite direction. The thumbs going down and up. So in both cases, the fists are going in opposite directions. One is clockwise and the other is counterclockwise, and then they reverse. So you just like two propellers on an airplane. Okay. And now let's put the foot down. Let's get back to the foot, and because it's too hard to do two things at once. And let's just rock the foot back and forth with the foot down on the floor. Sideways. So this is a good exercise to strengthen the muscles in your certain muscles in your ankle. I don't know what they're called, that are very prone to getting sprained when you step the wrong way. You know, sometimes you're walking along, you step on the side of your foot, and that's how you sprain your ankle. And so these are really good exercises to strengthen the ankle, so that you have, and that's an injury that takes a long time to get better. So this will strengthen your ankle, and it will reduce the potential of that happening. And now let's go to the other foot. Toe down, heel up, swivel back and forth. I like to do 16. All right, and foot down and just rock back and forth. Good. All right, I'm going to move back up to the screen. And now I'd like to do one of the 5 animals of the 5-animal frolic. And last week, I think we did deer. So there are 5 animals. Today we're going to do bear, because, and again, each of these exercises is designed to address the exercise of each one, 2 sets of internal organs. And I don't know all of them, so I won't stick my neck out and tell you which ones they are. I just do them because if I do all of them, I know I'm covering everything, unless there's some organs I don't know about. They just discovered a new organ a few months ago, and it's something to do with, it's called interstitial something or other. And it's some kind of a molecular fabric between your cells that is throughout your body. It's pretty amazing that they're still discovering things about the human physiology that they didn't know about. Anyway, I digress. But anyway, it'll be interesting to see how that in quotes, that organ, that interstitial organ, how that plays into our Tai Chi, the philosophy and the physiology of Tai Chi itself. It may play a very important role. in connecting the meridians of the body. I don't know. That's something worth thinking about. If you're interested in that kind of stuff. So here we go. We're going to try to sit as far forward as you can because you're going to need some room to move your arms. We put our hands on our lap, sit up straight. And again, everything we do is in that Tai Chi posture, raising the crown, tucking the chin in, relaxing the shoulders, dropping the shoulders, and then hollowing the chest. What we're going to do is we're going to come up like the first exercise. When we come up, the fingers dangling down, arms raised straight out. Inhale, come down. And now we're going to bring the hands up, but lock the elbows to your sides. So you're just raising your forearms like a bear when the bear sits up. And breathe in. And slowly, as your palms push down to your knees, breathe out. And now come up again the same way, breathing in, palms facing out in front of your chest. And now what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to take 3 breaths. And each time you take these breaths, we're going to use a different kind of breathing technique or method called Taoist breathing or reverse breathing. And all you have to think about is tightening your perineum. Now, the perineum is that part of your body that's between your anus and your genitals. And all you have to do is tighten and inhale. Don't worry about what's going on with your stomach muscles. And so here we go. We're going to take deep breath, inhale and tighten. And now exhale and relax that part. And now I want you to do the same thing. Inhale and tighten. And now without relaxing your perineum, exhale. Inhale, keep it tight. Exhale. Inhale, keep it tight. And now slowly relax your perineum. Exhale and come down. Now, that's a lot to think about. So this is a very good exercise for the prostate gland and the lower intestine, the muscles in that area, and the bladder. Often we totally neglect that part of our body, don't we? We don't think of exercising those organs. We just figure, well, we'll leave them alone. They do their job, and everything will be just hunky dory. Well, maybe not. It's possible that they do these exercises to prevent dis-ease. And in Chinese medicine, this is supposed to help prevent prostate cancer and bladder cancer and infections and so forth, because you're massaging these organs. And this reverse breathing is an excellent way to do that. Okay, so let's try this again, and then we'll move on. There's another movement in this form. So we inhale normally. This is regular breathing. And exhale. Hands go down. Inhale, raise the hands up. And now 3 breaths. Inhale, tighten the perineum. Hold it. Exhale, hold it. Inhale, hold it as tight as you can. Exhale, hold it. Inhale, hold it. Pucker up and relax and bring your hands down. And now bring your arms to your sides and like you're pushing back to the sides and out, like you're parting some bushes. Here you are, a bear parting bushes. And now what you're going to do is just totally relax your hands, drop them down to the sides, and then just rotate your torso to one side and the other, looking back as you turn in that direction. Revolving the hands with your torso, like you see bears standing up. You ever seen a bear standing up on their hind legs? And their forearms are just dangling down, and they're turning around looking backwards. like looking at a mother bear looking for her cubs, or a papa bear looking for his wife. Just keep turning and revolving back and forth, maintaining an upright posture. And now bring your hands to the sides and center again, and open your hands, your palms up, pull them up to the sides. Nice big closing breath, pulling the energy up and down. Okay, so that's bear. Let's try it again. Hands come up and down, breathing in and out. Palms come up, lock the elbows to the sides of your body. Inhale, tighten your perineum. Exhale, hold it. Inhale. Exhale, hold it. Inhale. Exhale and relax your perineum. Come down. Part the bushes to the sides. Dangle your arms and turn to one side and the other. And look back. See how far you can turn from one side to the other. And come back to center. Put your hands on your lap. Open your hands, palms up, arms straight, up the sides, overhead. Deep breath. And push down. Excellent, Cynthia. Cynthia does it beautifully because, is that Cynthia? Yes, because she has this wonderful control. Nice, wonderful control, intentional control. Everything is slow. Beautiful. I'm going to pin her so everyone can watch her do this. Okay, go for it. You lead it. Go ahead. You lead it. I'm going to follow. See how round she is, and she's focused. She's looking straight out. Beautiful posture. Nice and slow, rounded. Okay, good. When I see somebody doing something well, it's a good thing to spotlight them so that we can all learn, because everybody does it a little differently anyway. Thank you very much for doing that. I hope I didn't embarrass you. Okay. Okay, so occasionally I have to apologize because it's very difficult for me to see everyone. So but occasionally I'll just see something out of the corner of my eye. When I do, I'll mention it. I'll try to help you on an individual basis. It's just too many people in a class to really focus on that. I do it in the smaller classes. I actually have people go through the form and then we spotlight them. And then we all look and we all learn from my coaching different people. Because most of the time most of us are doing the same things wrong, right? And that's because we're built pretty much the same way, and there's only so much we can do with our bodies. Not always, but usually it's the case. So let's move on now. I'm just checking the time. So let's go through the form, and we're going to review single whip. We're going to learn cloud hands. All right. And next week we're going to spend a little less time on the qigong and more time on the cloud hands. So I don't like to cheat you out of things. You know, if we're going to do something, we should do it right and spend some time on it so you get something out of it. So in 1 hour, it's really hard to cover all this ground. So next week, maybe we won't do a 5-animal qigong. 5-animal frolic, we'll just go ahead and spend more time on cloud hands and review that again. So anyway, let's go through the form. So starting at the beginning, step 1, commencement, hands on our laps. And we are going to raise our hands, palms facing each other, fingers dangling down like we're holding out a basketball in front of us. As we pull the ball into our chests, we bring it down to our bellies. And then we push out straight with the fingers pointing out. And we bring the ball in and up to our chests again. And that's commencement, open and close, just like the exercise, Qigong exercise. We can do that a couple of times. Take a deep breath in, and close to reset ourselves. And now single whip, which we learned last week. We turn the palms out. We push out just a few inches and extend them to the sides like a swallow wing. And now we bring the right hand over in an arc down past the belly, lining up that palm, the palm down underneath the left elbow, and the left palm is straight out, palm facing out, head height. And then now, the first thing we're going to do to set up for cloud hands is we're going to switch the hands up and down. So that's the first thing you have to remember. And when you switch the hands up and down, you want to keep the distance between the hands the same. You're just replacing the top with the bottom. And the shape of the hands the same. And you want to keep them aligned at that shoulder line vertically. Imagine you're holding a broomstick and you're sliding your hands up and down that broomstick. And so when you make that change, the left hand is down now, the right hand is up, palm facing out. And now we're going to move both hands together and turning at the waist. Slowly to the other side. Again, they're both lined up vertically, up and down. And now we're going to switch them up and down again. Bring the left hand up and the right hand down to the waist. The left hand is up, palm facing out, head height. The bottom palm, my right palm, is palm facing down. Again, turning the waist, not the hands. Turning the waist, not the hands. See how the hands turn with the waist? To the left, lining up at the left shoulder, not past the shoulder. Switch the hands up and down again. On the left side. Turn at the waist, both hands together. This is redundant, now you know it. Both hands together, we want to line them up vertically. Switch up and down. They're lined up vertically on my right shoulder line now. And turn to the left. Switch and turn to the right. And now just relax. And so if you break this down, what's going on is, if you look at my right hand, it's forming a square, isn't it? About the size of my torso. It starts at one shoulder line, comes down, comes straight across the bottom, comes up the other side, and across the chest again. Imagine there's a rectangle. There is a rectangle that's scribed, that's defined by my torso, right? Pretty much a rectangle. Everyone's rectangle is a different size. If you take one hand and move it across the top, down the side, and then turn it so the fingers are pointing in the direction that it's moving to the next side, and then come up, turning the palm out to that top shoulder point, top of the rectangle, and then across the top of the rectangle, palm facing out, and then down, push down with the palm facing down to the other side of the triangle. Did I say triangle? I meant rectangle. And then turn the fingers in the direction as you're going to move along the bottom of the rectangle, and then turn the palm facing out as you come up the other side of the triangle, and so on and so forth. And now the other hand is going to move in the other direction. The fingers are going to go in the other direction along the bottom of the triangle, of the rectangle. Turn the palm facing out, going up the side of the shoulder line. When it reaches the shoulders, the palm starts to rotate out across the top of the rectangle defined by my shoulders. The palm starts to push down that other side of the rectangle to my hip, then across the bottom of the rectangle, and just keep going. And now I want you to trim the corners so it's not really a square. So now you're rounding the corners a little bit to make it more rounded. Tai Chi is circular, remember, it's not rectangular. So you're moving your hands around in a circle. One hand is going clockwise, the other is counterclockwise. Like you're wiping a window around the perimeter, and that window is your chest and your body, the front of your body, from your shoulders, across the shoulders, down the sides, and across the bottom of your torso. You're washing the outside of the window. Just like you'd be washing a window. Your hand can only move one way if you're trying to wash that window, right? And now let's do the other hand. So in my right hand, I'd be moving, remember, all you have to remember is to move the fingers in the direction the hands are moving. So my right hand is moving in a clockwise direction. Your right hand is moving in a clockwise direction. And if we put that hand down and I turn now, I focus my attention on my left hand is moving in a counterclockwise direction around that same perimeter. Wiping the window from right to left instead of left to right. And now if I start at my left side, and I've got my left hand up with my palm facing out near my head, and my right palm down on my thigh with the fingers pointing to the left, like we start at the end of single whip, we bring the right hand down, fingers pointing to the left, placing it on the almost on my lap, my left thigh. And first thing we do, right, for cloud hands is we shift up and down. Okay, we got the hands lined up. And now we're going to move both hands to the right and then switch them. And both hands to the left and switch them. And so one hand is going around that rectangle in one direction, and the other hand is going around the rectangle in the opposite direction. Fingers of the lower hand always pointing in the direction that we're moving. So there's this exquisite symmetry to this movement. Okay, so good. All right, so common mistakes. All right, common mistakes, see it all the time, is these hands drifting from each other. So you want to make sure that these hands are always opposed to each other, up and down, vertically aligned. And I mean by vertical, I mean up and down. So if I were to get a broomstick, better yet, this little pole I've got here, right? I start out this way on the left-hand side. I've got my lower hand down, fingers pointing to the left, and the upper hand is up high near my head, all right? The first thing I'm going to do is watch, see how the hands are lined up vertically, meaning that the pole that I'm holding is perfectly vertical. It's not tilted, meaning that one hand isn't out and the other is in, or one hand isn't, the other isn't in and the other is out, like this. We want them lined up. And the first thing I'm going to do is slide the hands up and down this pole past each other and change the positions. And now watch what happens. The hands move together to the right side. And now watch what happens. They switch up and down, and the hands move to the left side. They switch up and down, and the hands move to the right side. Up and down, and to the left. Okay? So it's really, once you get this move, it's always people say, God, I don't know why I didn't get that at first. It's pretty simple. So, a good way to practice this is to do it in front of a mirror and get a pole, like I have, or broomstick, whatever, and set yourself up. So at the end of single whip, you bring the right hand down and over to the left and line it up on the left side, and then hold your pole like that, and switch them up and down, and just now you switch them up and down. So you switch them up and down on one side, up and down the other side, up and down, up and down, up and down, and so on and so forth. And then get rid of the pole. All right? Wow, I'm doing really well on time, 1 minute left. So I've been teaching this a long time, and I've actually had some people, not many, that can never get this and have taken this course 3 or 4 times. And for some reason they can't get it, some kind of a block. I've even tried the pole method, but that usually breaks the block with the pole. But you need to, if you're going to get this stuff, you need to practice it, right? You can't just, unless you're better than me at it, you have to really think about it. Again, mind intent. You have to be able to do it and then imagine yourself doing it. So when you can imagine yourself doing it, close your eyes and see yourself doing it, then you know you have it. If you can't imagine yourself doing it, then you haven't got it yet. Okay, any questions so far? All right, well, if there aren't any questions, have a great week and stay safe. It's great to see everyone again. And thank you, Sarah Dawn, for everything as usual. And we'll see you guys next week.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye.
Bye.
Have a good week.
You too.
I got there half an hour late. No, you only do it once. It's only once a week.
Yeah, it's just once a week.